Have you ever felt emotions that weren't yours? Like you walked into a room and suddenly knew someone was hurting, even if they smiled? Some people carry this kind of sensitivity every day. And they don't just notice pain, they absorb it, hold it, and somehow make you feel better without saying a word. That's not magic. That's Pisces. Often misunderstood as too emotional or lost in dreams. Pisces holds something rare. A kind of emotional intelligence that goes far beyond what we usually talk about in Zodiac videos. This isn't just about being nice or artistic. Pisces are emotional mirrors, spiritual connectors, and soul-level healers. And what makes them this way might surprise you. In today's video, we're diving deep into 18 hidden powers of Pisces you've probably never heard before. These aren't the typical traits you read in horoscopes. These are raw, human truths about empathy, intuition, creativity, love, and how Pisces show us a softer, wiser way to exist. If you've ever loved a Pisces, if you are one, or if you're curious why this sign touches hearts so deeply, this video is for you. So if you enjoy emotional depth, real talk, and self-growth, hit subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's begin. Have you ever met someone who feels everything? Not just their own emotions, but yours too? Like they carry an invisible radar for pain, joy, tension, even things you can't name yourself. That's the energy Pisces often walk with. For them, emotional vulnerability isn't something to hide. It's something they live in. Openly. Fully. And because they live there, they make it safe for others to do the same. In a world that often rewards numbness and distraction, Pisces bring us back to the heart. They remind us that feeling deeply is not a flaw, it's a gift. One that connects, heals, and reveals truths that logic alone can't touch. Think about someone in your life who just gets you. You don't need to explain. You don't need to pretend. They just know. And they respond, not with solutions, but with presence. That's what Pisces does naturally. They don't fix, they feel with you. You'll see it in the quiet friend who stays long after the party ends, sensing you need company. In the partner who says the exact words you didn't know you needed to hear. In the stranger who notices the sadness behind your smile. It's not that Pisces are trying to read people. It's that they can't not feel what's there. It's built into them. Like a tuning fork, they resonate with the emotional frequencies of others. And often, without even realizing it, they become the mirror that helps people see themselves more clearly. This kind of empathy isn't just beautiful, it's powerful. It allows Pisces to connect in ways that go beyond surface conversation. They become the friend you call when you don't know what to say. The listener who doesn't interrupt. The one who remembers the small things, because to them, those moments matter most. And when they're alone? That emotional depth turns inward. Pisces often spend hours in reflection, journaling, painting, walking, dreaming. Not to escape the world, but to process it. To alchemize what they've absorbed and make sense of it in a way that brings beauty to the pain. That's why so many Pisces are artists at heart. Not just in what they create, but in how they live. Every emotion, every experience, becomes a brushstroke in the masterpiece of their inner life. If you've ever seen someone turn heartbreak into a poem, or sadness into a song, or confusion into a gentle smile, you've seen Pisces energy at work. They don't need to say much. Their eyes speak. Their silence holds space. And somehow, in their presence, the world feels a little softer, a little safer, a little more human. What's more fascinating is how Pisces sense things that haven't even been said. They walk into a room and pick up on undercurrents others miss. A slight hesitation in your voice. A glance that lasted too long. A laugh that didn't quite reach your eyes. And they tuck that information away, not to judge, but to understand. To show up better. They might send you a message later, asking if you're okay, before you've even admitted to yourself that you're not. That's intuition on a soul level. Some people might call it being too sensitive, too emotional. But here's a truth worth considering: sensitivity is only a weakness in places that haven't learned how to honor it. In the hands of Pisces, it becomes a kind of emotional intelligence that most of us are still learning to develop. Because when you feel deeply, you care deeply. And that caring turns into compassion. And that compassion becomes action. A Pisces won't just sit with you in the dark, they'll gently light a candle so you remember the way out. They won't rush your healing or minimize your struggle. They honor it. Respect it. Walk beside it. And in a world of constant noise and shallow connections, this level of emotional presence is rare, precious, and needed. Now, not every Pisces is the same, of course. But the archetype they represent teaches us something powerful, that there's strength in softness. That emotions aren't distractions. They're directions. That sometimes, the best way to navigate life isn't through force, but through flow. If you're someone who feels a lot, who cries easily, who loves hard, who gets overwhelmed by the world, maybe you're not too much. Maybe you're just tapped into something real. Something ancient. Something Pisces have always carried. And if you're close to a Pisces, try this: ask them what they've been feeling lately. Not just thinking, feeling. Then listen. Really listen. You might be surprised by the ocean of insight that flows when you give space to the unseen. Because Pisces don't just feel. They reflect. They process. They dream. They know, without always knowing how they know. And if we let them, they can teach us how to listen to our own inner voice, too. So next time someone tells you emotions are weakness, remember this: a Pisces can walk into your silence, not because someone told them, or they saw a sign. They just knew. That's the kind of intuition Pisces lives with every day. For them, it's not just a feeling, it's a compass. One that guides their decisions, their relationships, even the way they move through the world. It might look strange to others. Some might say they're being irrational or overreacting. But time after time, Pisces prove that their gut instincts are rarely wrong. They can sense when someone's energy has shifted. They know when a friend is hiding sadness behind a forced smile. They can feel tension in a room before a single word is spoken. And what's more, this intuition helps them protect not just themselves, but the people they care about. You might have had a moment like this too. A time when you just knew something wasn't right. Maybe you changed your plans last minute, only to discover that decision kept you safe. Or maybe you felt drawn to reach out to someone. And they said, "I really needed that." Pisces live in that space almost constantly. They're tuned into frequencies the rest of us don't always hear. And while that can feel heavy, it also gives them an emotional edge, one rooted in connection, not control. That's why they're often the first to notice when something is off. When someone's being dishonest. When a situation isn't aligned. And they trust those signals, even when they can't fully explain them. This ability can make Pisces incredible counselors, mentors, or simply the kind of friend who just gets it. They may not always have the language, but they have the feeling. And that's powerful. Now, you might think someone so sensitive would be fragile. But here's the twist: Pisces are incredibly adaptable. They bend. They don't break. Life throws chaos their way, and instead of resisting it, they flow through it. Like water finding its way around rocks, they shift, adjust, and keep moving forward. This doesn't mean they don't feel pain. They do, deeply. But they've learned how to evolve through it. They're not afraid to change. To start over. To release what no longer serves them. While others cling to certainty, Pisces understand that transformation is a part of growth. So they adapt, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Think about someone you know who always lands on their feet. Who can move to a new city, start a new job, meet new people, and still keep their essence intact. That's Pisces energy in action. It's soft, but never weak. Flexible, but never lost. Their strength lies in their ability to trust the process. To surrender without giving up. This makes them incredibly resilient. When they fall apart, they don't stay broken. They rebuild. They reflect. They rise again, wiser, gentler, more in tune with themselves than before. And they often emerge from hardship with even more compassion to offer the world. That same emotional depth extends to how Pisces see life itself. They don't just skim the surface. They go deep. Always questioning. Always wondering. What's the meaning behind this moment? What am I really feeling? What is life trying to teach me right now? This constant reflection turns Pisces into quiet philosophers. They may not always speak their thoughts out loud, but their inner world is rich with insight. They think about existence, purpose, connection. Not because they want to impress anyone, but because their soul craves understanding. Late at night, when the world is silent, Pisces might be journaling about the human condition. Watching the moon and feeling the rhythm of life in their chest. Talking to someone and suddenly seeing beyond their words, into the story behind the story. This kind of depth can be isolating. Not everyone wants to go there. But Pisces do. And in doing so, they help others find meaning too. They remind us that life isn't just about goals or achievements. It's about presence, emotion, experience. They ask questions we often avoid. Why are we here? What does it mean to truly love? How can I live more honestly, more gently, more in tune with who I really am? And when they love with everything. No halfway. No guards. Just open hearts and full presence. Pisces are the ones who stay up all night to comfort a friend. Who write love letters in a world of text messages. Who believe in soulmates, even if they've had their heart broken. Their love is not performative. It's not about being seen. It's about seeing you. Really seeing you. And giving you the kind of tenderness that doesn't need to be earned. That's the kind of devotion Pisces offers. It's soft, but it's fierce. Quiet, but unshakable. You might have experienced this kind of love. The kind that doesn't try to fix you. Just sits beside you while you figure it out. The kind that remembers your favorite song. That looks at you and sees not just who you are, but who you're becoming. That's Pisces. Always loving from the soul. Always believing there's something beautiful worth holding on to, even when it's messy. Even when it hurts. And maybe that's what we all need a little more of. A love that stays. A presence that listens. A heart that feels without flinching. Pisces show us what that looks like. And if you think that's powerful, wait until you hear what's coming next. Because the final 3 traits of Pisces go even deeper. They reveal how this sign connects with the collective unconscious, how they bring healing through art and silence, and one truth about Pisces that might challenge everything you thought you knew about strength. You don't want to miss it. Sometimes, the most powerful lessons come from the quietest people. Pisces often move through life gently, almost silently. But their presence leaves an impact that echoes long after they've gone. One of the things they do best, often without even trying, is help others feel truly seen. Not judged. Not analyzed. Just accepted. In a world that constantly pushes us to prove ourselves. Pisces are the ones who whisper, "You're already enough." They don't force people to open up. They simply make it safe to do so. Have you ever had a conversation where you found yourself revealing more than you expected? And afterward, you felt lighter, even if nothing had changed? That's Pisces energy. Their empathy isn't loud or dramatic, it's steady. Healing. Real. They don't interrupt. They don't rush you to move on. They sit with you. Hold space for the chaos inside you. And somehow, in that stillness, something begins to settle. This is why so many people confide in Pisces. Friends, strangers, even people who don't usually open up. There's something about their energy that says, it's okay to feel here. And not just feel, but feel deeply. Fully. Honestly. That's rare. That's beautiful. That's something worth protecting in this world. And it doesn't stop there. Pisces don't just feel for others, they take action from that feeling. When someone's hurting, they don't look away. They reach out. They offer a hand, a word, a gesture that says, you're not alone. And here's the remarkable part, they do it without expecting anything in return. No spotlight. No applause. Just the quiet satisfaction of knowing they made someone's day a little easier. Maybe it's bringing food to a sick neighbor. Or writing a kind message to someone going through a hard time. Or staying up late just to listen. Pisces give because it's in their nature. Because they've felt pain, and they never want anyone else to feel alone in it. This kind of selfless love is powerful. But it can also be draining. That's why it's important for Pisces to learn boundaries. To protect their own emotional space while still offering support. And for the rest of us? We can learn from their example. We can practice giving without keeping score. Loving without attachment. Helping without needing to be seen. When you care deeply, it's easy to forget yourself. Pisces know this better than anyone. They often put others' happiness above their own. Not out of obligation, but out of genuine love. They find joy in seeing the people they care about smile. They measure their day by how well they've shown up for others. And while that's beautiful, it's also a reminder, for Pisces and for all of us, that self-care matters too. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. Even the most loving hearts need rest. Need nourishment. Need someone to say, thank you for all you give. Now it's your turn to receive. If you have a Pisces in your life, say that to them. Tell them it's okay to pause. To breathe. To be taken care of, for once. And if you are a Pisces, let this be your permission. You're allowed to feel tired. You're allowed to put yourself first. You're allowed to say no. Your value doesn't disappear when you're not giving. You are enough, even in your stillness. When Pisces love, they love completely. Their loyalty runs deep. They don't just stay during the good times. They stay when things get messy. When you're not at your best. When the world feels too heavy. They stay, not because they have to, but because they want to. Because your pain matters to them. Because they see your soul, even when you've forgotten how to see it yourself. Loyalty like this is rare. It's the kind that doesn't flinch when tested. The kind that forgives. That chooses you again and again. But it's also the kind that expects depth in return. Pisces don't do surface-level love. They want real. Raw. Soulful. And when they find it, they hold on tight. So if you're lucky enough to be loved by a Pisces, cherish it. Don't take their kindness for granted. Don't mistake their softness for weakness. Behind their gentle heart is a fierce protector. Someone who would carry your pain if they could. Someone who sees your wounds and loves you anyway. And if you've hurt a Pisces, know that forgiveness is still possible. They carry an extraordinary ability to let go of resentment. To give second chances. Not because they're naive, but because they understand the weight of holding on. They know that bitterness corrodes the soul. So instead of building walls, they choose to stay open. To heal. To move forward with grace. This doesn't mean they forget. It doesn't mean they don't hurt. It means they've made peace with the past, and are choosing love anyway. That's strength. That's emotional wisdom. That's the kind of forgiveness that frees both the giver and the receiver. We live in a world that often tells us to cut off or get even. Pisces show us another way. A braver way. One that asks, how can I release this pain without losing myself in it? One that says, I see your humanity, even if you've forgotten it. That kind of forgiveness isn't just healing, it's revolutionary. It breaks cycles. It opens hearts. It teaches us that we're all capable of change. And if we're being honest, isn't that what we all want? A second chance. A way back to ourselves. Someone who believes in the good still left in us. Pisces give that. Over and over again. But what makes this truly magical is that Pisces don't just heal through words or actions. Sometimes, they heal just by being. By creating beauty. By expressing what others can't. Through art. Through silence. Through presence. And that is exactly what we're about to explore next. Because the final three qualities of Pisces go even deeper. They touch the collective heart. They reveal how Pisces turns suffering into art. And they unlock a truth about strength that might just challenge everything we've been taught. Trust me, you'll want to stay for this. Some people heal with words. Others heal with touch. Pisces. They often heal with beauty. Through music. Through color. Through stories that carry hidden truths only the heart understands. You'll find them sketching in a quiet room, lost in melody, or writing lines that feel like they came from somewhere beyond. This is not just talent, it's soul work. Pisces turn what they feel into something tangible. And that something reaches people in ways logic never could. It's the painting that makes you cry, though you don't know why. The poem that speaks to a part of you you've never put into words. The melody that wraps itself around your pain like a soft blanket. When Pisces create, they're not just expressing, they're translating. Turning emotion into art. Turning silence into meaning. They're storytellers of the unseen. And their creations often give voice to those who've stayed silent too long. What's remarkable is how natural this is to them. They don't always think of it as special. It's simply how they process the world. How they survive. But to the rest of us, it's magic. Because it shows us that our own emotions matter. That our stories deserve to be told. And that healing doesn't always look like fixing, it can look like creating. If you know a Pisces artist, encourage them. Celebrate them. Remind them that their work touches more lives than they realize. And if you are a Pisces, don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the right moment. Create now. Share what's inside you. Even if it's raw. Even if it scares you. Your vulnerability is your power, and your art is how the world feels it. That's also why Pisces make the best listeners. They don't just hear your words. They feel the space between them. They notice the pauses. The hesitation. The things left unsaid. And they never rush you. Never push. They just open space. Safe, quiet space where your truth can rise on its own. Have you ever had someone listen to you so deeply, you felt like you finally understood yourself? That's what it's like with Pisces. They're not waiting for their turn to talk. They're not solving. They're witnessing. Holding your words gently. Letting them land where they need to. This kind of listening is rare. It's a gift. And it changes people. Because when someone really listens to us, something inside us softens. We stop performing. We stop pretending. We just speak. And in speaking, we find clarity. We find relief. Sometimes, we even find answers. Pisces don't always give advice. Often, they don't need to. Their presence alone reminds you that you already know what to do. You just needed someone to believe in you long enough for you to hear it. If you've ever walked away from a conversation feeling lighter, clearer, more grounded, that might have been Pisces energy. And when the world feels too loud, too fast, too much, Pisces offer calm. They don't panic easily. They don't fuel drama. Instead, they step back. Take a breath. Respond with softness. Not urgency. Their calm isn't indifference. It's wisdom. It says, we don't have to fight the storm. We can ride it. And that message alone can shift everything. In high-stress situations, Pisces stay grounded. While others are spinning, they're observing. Feeling. Sensing. Not rushing. That's why people trust them during chaos. They don't make noise, they make peace. Whether it's at work, at home, or in crisis, their energy brings things back into balance. And if you've ever struggled with stress yourself, take a note from Pisces. Slow down. Breathe first, then respond. Don't let urgency pull you away from your own center. You are allowed to move gently. You are allowed to take your time. Not everything needs to be a reaction. Some things just need stillness. Pisces know this. They live this. And in doing so, they remind others to come back to themselves. Back to what matters. Back to what's real. At the heart of it all, Pisces believe in connection. But not just surface connection. Deep, emotional, soul-level connection. They're not interested in small talk. They want to know who you really are. What keeps you up at night? What lights your soul on fire? What wounds you're still hiding? They're not afraid of your darkness. They've met their own, and they made peace with it. So they welcome yours. Without judgment. Without needing you to change. They love in a way that makes healing possible. Not because they have all the answers, but because they're willing to sit with the questions. Their relationships are not built on convenience, they're built on truth. On presence. On real, messy, beautiful vulnerability. And that kind of connection? It doesn't fade. It deepens. Over time. Through silence. Through trust. If you've ever had a Pisces friend, lover, sibling, you know. They don't just share moments. They share meaning. And that's something most people don't realize until they've experienced it. And if you're still searching for that kind of connection, don't settle for less. Don't numb your feelings just to fit in. Wait for the people who speak your language. Who listen like it matters. Who see you before you've said a word. Pisces are reminders that those people exist. That love can still be deep. That friendship can still be safe. That presence can still heal. And if all of that resonates with you, then you're not going to want to miss what's next. Because the final 3 insights in this video reveal some of the most powerful, mysterious, and even controversial truths about Pisces. We're about to explore how they feel the pain of the world. How they turn that pain into purpose. And how they quietly carry a strength that most people never even notice. Stay with me. This next part might just change how you see everything. Some people are deeply connected to the world around them. Not just to people, but to trees, animals, oceans, skies. Pisces are like that. They feel the heartbeat of the earth. The quiet rhythm most of us overlook in the rush of our everyday lives. When they walk through a forest, they're not just admiring the view, they're feeling the stillness. When they see an injured bird, it's not just sympathy, it's pain in their own chest. When they watch a sunset, they don't just see light, they feel the end of something sacred. Pisces have a bond with nature that isn't based on facts or knowledge, it's spiritual. Instinctive. They understand, somehow, that everything is connected. That what hurts the earth hurts us too. That animals feel love, fear, trust, just like we do. You might notice it in how they care for a lost dog. How they cry when they hear about deforestation. How they choose silence over noise. Gentle over force. Pisces carry a soft power that honors life in all forms. And it teaches us something powerful, that slowing down, listening, caring deeply for what's alive, that's not weakness. That's wisdom. When Pisces spend time in nature, it's like coming home. Their energy resets. Their soul breathes. And for those of us always plugged in, always running, this is the reminder we need. Go outside. Touch the earth. Sit under a tree. Let your heart quiet down. The world will still be there when you return. But maybe you'll come back to it softer. More aware. And maybe that's the beginning of healing. Not just for ourselves, but for the planet too. Now imagine someone who never judges you. Someone who listens with their whole being. Someone who sees your sadness and doesn't rush to fix it, just stays beside you until the light comes back. That's Pisces. What makes them truly rare is their respect for emotions. Not just their own, but everyone's. They don't dismiss feelings. They don't rank pain. To them, what you feel is valid, because it's yours. They understand that we all carry invisible weight. That no one emotion is wrong or too much. So they hold space. They let you cry. Or stay quiet. Or ramble. They don't pressure you to be positive. Or strong, or okay. They let you be human. And in that quiet acceptance, something beautiful happens, you begin to accept yourself too. Pisces show us that compassion starts with listening. That love doesn't always need grand gestures. Sometimes it just means staying present. Letting someone fall apart in front of you, and not looking away. If you've ever felt safe with someone like that, hold on to them. And if you are someone like that, thank you. The world needs you more than ever. Your presence is not small. It's sanctuary. We've talked about 18 powerful traits that make Pisces extraordinary. But really, this isn't just about astrology. It's about being human. About choosing softness in a world that celebrates hard edges. About feeling deeply, even when it's inconvenient. About loving without armor. Listening without judgment. Creating without fear. Pisces don't live in a fantasy. They live in a truth so rich, so emotional, so deeply connected, it feels unreal to the rest of us. But maybe that's the version of reality we need more of. So if you see yourself in this video, if you've ever felt too sensitive, too dreamy, too emotional, maybe you're not too much. Maybe you're exactly what this world is missing. Keep feeling. Keep caring. Keep dreaming. The world doesn't need louder voices. It needs softer hearts. And if you know someone who is a Pisces, or someone who lives like one, share this with them. Let them know their way of being is seen, valued, needed. If this spoke to you, even just a little, I invite you to subscribe. Because there's so much more we'll explore, about astrology, about emotions, about finding peace in a loud world. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it to them. A quiet video like this might be exactly what their soul's been waiting for. Thank you for being here. For feeling this with me. I'll see you in the next one.